Both these trees at the thickest part are about 20 inches, so perfect firewood size. Hey everybody, Matt with Firewood in the Field. Thanks for tuning back into the channel, really appreciate it. Today I'm actually on site. Word got out that I'm a woodhound, and there's a guy just a few miles down the road from me, had two black oak trees fall in a recent storm. Lucked out, didn't hit the house or playground equipment or swing set, or nobody, no people, no pets, no property got hurt. I think it hit his barbecue grill and bent up one side of it, but that was it. But I'm happy to come over here and help. So I brought a couple tools with me. You see behind me, I've got the MS 180 steel saw ready to go. And then I brought one of my Echoes. It's over here. It's still in the case. It's a CS 670 with a 24-inch bar. The MS 180's got a 16-inch Oregon bar on it, and it works good. I'm going to use it first, try to cut up all the limbs and clear a path, and bring the bigger saw in. So let me turn the camera around so you can see what we're working with. All right, and I do have property owner's permission to film here on site. Now this one here, I think actually might be, no, it's not a pin oak. Looking at the leaves, I'm still learning. Tell me what you think. But here it is. There's the swing set. Nobody was out here at the time it fell. And you see there's two kind of growing out of the same spot. And this one fell this way. Both these trees at the thickest part are about 20 inches, so perfect firewood size. And there might be saw log wood in there. I don't have a sawmill or know nothing about it, so I couldn't tell you. So it might be a little tricky. I'm gonna have to pay attention to this weight that's here. I would have loved it if I could have brought my tractor. I could have put my forks right underneath that log to support it. I didn't have that as an option, so I'm gonna start at the limb end and just remove as much weight as I can. I'll try to get the camera set up. Don't know how good it's gonna do though. Okay, time to get cutting. saw runs out of gas, take a break. So my only complaint about this little guy has a small tank. But that just means you get more brakes more often. The limbs are pretty much done. I'll be able to switch over to the trunk here with the bigger saw. I'll do one more tank of gas on this little guy, cut up that stuff, and then I'll get the big one marked and go to town. Thanks for watching. Alright, I think I've got my plan of attack figured out for the rest of this tree. I'm going to cut that into 16-inch pieces up top. There's a big branch along the bottom that's split. And I'm going to cut it just up there, and I can drag that whole log out of there to get it out of the way. Oh, first I got to cut that little ear off of that one right there. So all that weight hanging up there will be up top will be gone. We'll be able to drag that log out from underneath the bottom, get it out of the way. And we'll see how it goes. And then I'll come up here and I should be able to just buck. These are split for a while, so I'll be able to get it on camera. Yeah, I'm gonna go buck us back as far as I can before I start cutting on that one. So I'll have to cut that little one before I come back here and cut the big main trunk. All right, let's see if I can do it. show you guys my plan of attack for the rest of this log here. Trying to make sure I'm safe. Always kind of be cognizant of your surroundings in the situation. So not only do I have to pay attention to this tree, which way it might fall. I texted my wife the address where I'm going to go, but she doesn't know this person. You know, there's no one home right now. He's supposed to be here probably in about an hour from now, but you know, I was going to be here with his permission by myself for several hours. I'm fairly remote. I mean, if I do call 911, I'm only about 10 minutes from my ambulance as long as they have a quick response. But you know, point is, I could fall down out here, get hurt or hurt myself with a chainsaw, and nobody might be here to help me for quite a while. So I'm just being very cognizant of that as I go about my work today. Just trying to take it slow, methodical, stop, take a break, get a drink. So recommend that to anyone. Just try to be aware of your surroundings. You could get hurt doing this stuff. So, and I am by no means an expert. Don't take what I say as the gospel. Disclaimer, you know, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just some idiot that likes to run a chainsaw and make firewood. That's how I like to say it. So, but I've had good luck doing what I'm doing, but I definitely wouldn't be comfortable out here on a job like this by myself if I didn't have decades of experience running chainsaws and cutting up trees. So let me turn the camera around and show you my plan here for the remainder of this tree. Glitter ain't gonna kill you. All right, so now that I look at this tree and how it's sitting, the bulk of it is right there, the weight, that point right there that hit the ground. So I'll be able to cut all this suspended. This is in the ground, but it's not real firm, right? Like I can kick that, and that log, I can kick that and that wiggles a little bit. So I'm gonna cut a few pieces off of this to where it's broken there, and it is in the ground but not that hard. And I think once I take this off, that won't be in much of a bind. I can also cut that whole log. I can get all those cut up and gone first, and then I believe this will just be hanging in the air. This larger chunk will just be suspended in the air, and I'll be able to buck that into firewood length all the way down to that part right there. And once I get to that part, I'm going to roll some logs underneath it, so when it does sink, it won't pinch my bar too bad. And of course, I'll cut from underneath first and come from the top. But I'm going to have to get a bigger saw. I've got my Echo with a 24-inch bar that I'll use for this. This is only about a 20-inch trunk. It's not huge, but it's still a lot of weight sitting there, so got to be careful. And quite a downhill run over here. Hard to tell, but all right. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. Smash that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed this kind of content. And let me put the camera back up, and we'll see if I got enough memory left to record the last part of this tree. Sorry about the distance being kind of far away, but it is what it is. All right, I ran out of gas in the MS 180. Switched over to the Echo CS670. It's got a chain that's been used quite a bit, but it's still cutting good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this little remaining part that's hanging in the air. You probably can't see it, but that's all supported by that beam stuck down in there. And once I get through that, I'll have to decide how to cut the big log. Alright, I'm going to try to cut that little leg off that's in the ground. The way it'll sit there. And then I'm going to try to come cut it at the very end of the stump just to separate the log from everything else. See how it goes. Now the decision. Two and a half cuts left, ran out of gas. Decisions. Do I refuel and finish, or come back? I'm about done for the day. That chain's starting to cut a little slow. If you saw some of my previous videos called Hackberry Chainsaw Day, you see I cut through quite a few large hackberry logs with that chain. All right, calling it for the day. A decent little pile of small logs there, limb wood, a bunch of brush, and then some a little bit bigger limb wood, and then the trunk. I'm gonna cut one more off that stump. I got one more 16-inch piece I can get there, and I gotta cut that log. I got those 3 pieces already bucked. I got a few here. So this is a little bigger than I thought. It's about 22 inches across here. I thought it was under 20. I think the other tree is when I measure, it's a little smaller. So I'm gonna bring my Gorilla back log lift with the truck, getting these rounds into the truck. Man, I can do it, but man, I tell you, it wears me out. I don't want to hurt my back. So you guys get a chance to see that here coming real soon. Well, as always, thanks for watching the channel. Really appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, hit like and subscribe if you would. Help me out. Help the channel out. This is Matt, Firewood in the Field. See you next time.